Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be easy pickup. Work smarter, not harder. I've got a short email here from a reader, and he says, "Hey Corey, I just wanted to have your opinion on the pickup artist community. I don't know where to post this question. In your videos and in your book, you always say that the girl must have at least a 51% interest in you to have a chance with her. The pickup artist community says that girls that they had no chance with at the beginning, they're able to get them." It's totally true. You absolutely can do that. Is it because you think it's impossible to get a girl when you're under 51%? I'd say no. Or is it because it needs a lot of hard work to do? In other words, why work hard on a girl when other beautiful women want you? Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, here's the deal. When you go out on enough dates and you ask out enough women and you've seduced enough women in your lifetime and you've been in enough relationships, I mean, I'm 42 years old and I have a lot of experience in this particular area. Plus, I've coached thousands and thousands of guys over the years. And at the end of the day, when you understand how women are and how they show up in relationships and how they respond emotionally to different stimuli, then you learn a few things. At the end of the day, it's kind of like they're pre-programmed. They're pre-programmed to respond biologically a certain way. And what a lot of guys do, and I used to do this when I was younger and I was inexperienced, is you see one particular girl and you think, oh, she's it. She's fucking unbelievable. It takes my fucking breath away. And you go and you start talking to her and you start flirting with her and she's just not really trying to keep the conversation going. I mean, she's almost to the point where she's a little irritated with you. Now, when you're younger and you're inexperienced, it's like you don't know any better. All you see is that you want this particular girl and you think she's the last woman on the planet. And what happens is, a lot of times those women, just to get rid of you, they'll give you their phone number. And then maybe you go to the same place or you happen to know her, and then so you call her a couple times and she never calls you back, and then you see her out and you continually try to talk to her. And what happens is, and I did this a lot when I was younger, is that you get all emotionally wrapped up in a woman who is pushing you away, who is really not that interested, and you ignore the fact that you're putting all of this effort and plus you're putting all of this time into pursuing a woman who really is not that into you and who really doesn't want you around. Now, sometimes you'll eventually wear them down. I mean, you look at like the rock and roll drummer Tommy Lee. When he first asked out Pamela Anderson, I think he asked her out, it was 14, 16 times. I remember him watching an interview. I mean, over the course of several weeks, he kept calling her, asking her out, leaving messages, and she just totally fucking ignored him. And then he just pestered her to the point where she's finally like, all right, I'll go out with him. And obviously he was a well-known celebrity at that point, so he wasn't some whack job stalker. He was very persistent. And so she went out on a date with him, and eventually they ended up together, and they had a relationship. They got married, they had kids together, and they were kind of on again, off again for several years. Now you can do that, and that does work, but the problem is that when you have self-respect for yourself, when you've gone out with women who are excited that you called them, who are excited to go out on a date with you, who when you're on the date with them, they're actually trying to keep the conversation going, they're actually trying to win you as well, it's easy, it's effortless. And when you've dated enough women like I have over the years, you just get to the point where I'm not going to go out with a chick who's really not willing to make the effort. I don't want to spend 2-3 weeks of my life or my time trying to get her to the point where a woman who's got, say, 80% interest in me is going to be on the first date, the first time I spend with her. That's just my standard. That's what I like. It doesn't mean that you have to do the same thing. All I'm saying is that most guys that are getting into this stuff and don't have enough experience with women, they don't know what they don't know. And what happens a lot of time, if you've been following my work for a while, you see the emails, you see the videos where these guys are 6 months, a year, 2 years in, and they're constantly thinking, oh, I'm going to finally get my chance with this girl. And sometimes it does happen, but why? I mean, look at it. I mean, you completely miss out on months and months and years of your life, whereas if you just been open to meeting other new women, and if you have that standard for yourself, you realize that when you go out on enough dates with enough women, that it's just simply, I mean, why? I mean, you want to work smarter, not harder. Not only in business, but everything in life. Why would you want to chase a girl month after month after month, or week after week after week, and just try to wear her down and get her to go out with you? Now, I've done those things in the past, and I've eventually been able to get the girl and sleep with her, seduce her, have a relationship with her. But as I got older and I became more experienced, I just decided it's just not worth it. But at the end of the day, a chick either really likes you enough to start with, or she doesn't. And the idea is that you want to be non-emotionally attached to any particular girl, and you don't want to give your heart away to somebody unless they've earned it. And as you gain experience and you become older like I have, your standards grow. You develop self-respect for yourself, and you just realize, like, why would I want to go out and expend so much energy just because this girl's really hot and she's really beautiful and I want her? When you practice this stuff, you realize that you literally can go anywhere. You can go to a mall, you can be sitting at a restaurant, you can be walking down the street, you can go to a bar or nightclub, you can go to a party at a friend's house, and if you see an attractive girl there and you want to meet her, it's easy to just walk up and strike up a conversation and have a magical connection, especially once you've had the kind of relationships like I talk about in my book, where the connection and it's more than just a physical connection between you and her. It's a spiritual connection. It's a mental connection. It's an emotional connection where you actually like talking to the other person, where you actually enjoy her company, where you actually find her interesting and fascinating. I mean, to me, that's just my standard. But like I said, I'm 42 years old, and if you're younger and you want to go and beat your head against the wall and chase after women that are stonewalling you and blowing you off or canceling dates with you, I mean, yeah, you can be persistent, and you're not going to get them all, but you'll get more of them that way. But the danger is that you get emotionally hung up on her, and then what happens is you miss out on all these other beautiful, amazing women who are just as hot and who are just as cool, but they're also into you. And so when you've had experience like that with a woman, where you meet somebody and you're not holding back and they're not holding back, and so it's completely effortless and easy to be with them, because you're both mutually attracted to one another. But like I said, it's totally up to you how you want to go about it. And I would suggest that I wrote an article probably about, I don't know, 6 months, a year ago, called The 3 Different Ways to Seduce Women. So if you go to Google and Google Corey Wayne 3 Ways to Seduce Women, that article will come up. And there'll be all 3 types. There'll be the low risk approach, there'll be the high-risk approach, and then there'll also be the third approach, where you can just go about your life and women will actually come up and approach you. And so use what you feel comfortable. The idea is I give you as many tools for your pickup, seduction, and dating and relationship toolbox as possible, so you can do what's comfortable to you. But my recommendation, if you want your dating life to be full of beautiful women and full of great times, don't get hung up on pursuing one particular chick, because you're going to become very sexually frustrated and you're going to miss out on life, because at the end of the day, the amount of days you've been on this planet is getting longer, and the amount of days you've got left on this planet is getting shorter. And when you talk to people who are at the end of their lives, who are literally days and weeks away from, they're on their deathbed, so to speak, they all say, I wish I'd have gone for the things I wanted in life. I wish I'd have spent more time with my friends. I wish I'd have gone for the things that I wanted. I mean, that's something to think about. So if you have a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which is going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max detailing your questions, your situation, your challenges. And you just got to give me several days to get back to you with a response, because I get a lot of email from the internet, and I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers. But be patient, and I will get back to you. And if you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which is going to be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, which I highly recommend, on my website underneath the email sign-up box will be a link to the Amazon Kindle download page for my book. Now, you don't have to have a Kindle device to read my book. All you have to do is, once you get to the download page on the right-hand side, there'll be a button. When you click it, it will open up a window where you can download a free Kindle e-reader app for your Android smartphone, your Android tablet, your iPhone, your iPad, your Mac, or your PC. It takes a matter of seconds to download and install the app, And then after that, it only takes a few more seconds to complete the purchase of my book, and you'll be reading it in no time. And I will talk to you soon.